Thanks for coming to listen and learn about this program that we're going to be offering to all three of the Loomis communities, to all of the residents, an opportunity to engage with us, engage with our students. This is a product of the Department of Physical Therapy at Springfield College, and it is a program called Walk with Ease that was developed by the Arthritis Foundation. And so you're going to learn a little bit about the project today. My goals are, first of all, we'll get you introduced to the program team from Springfield College. Over the course of this presentation, you'll learn who the faculty are who are involved, who our student coaches are, and hopefully we're going to get you excited about joining in on this program and make sure that your questions are answered. So there are 5 faculty who are working on the Walk with Ease project. I am, as I said, Julia Shevin. I'm the person on the upper, I think it's probably the left side of your screen, and I chair the program in physical therapy. I'm joined by Kathy Pappas, Kim Nowakowski, Sal Brooks, and Mo Barrett. And both Kim and Mo are here today, and they'll be talking with you a little bit about the program because they do a lot of the logistics of the program once it's off the ground, working and supervising the students who are doing the coaching work. I've been responsible for this program in part because I am the director of a grant-based project. This particular project is supported by a grant that was funded by the CDC and awarded by the National Association of Chronic Disease Directors. And because this is a grant from NACDD and CDC, I need to let you know that the contents of this presentation are our responsibility and do not necessarily reflect the official views of the CDC or the Department of Health and Human Services. So it's just a statement that I'm obliged to make, but nonetheless, I promise you we have some great and some really solid evidence-based content to present to you. So I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to turn it over to my colleagues who will let you know a lot more about the actual program and the logistics and can really answer your questions about potentially working with one of our students in this program. So I hope that you enjoy the presentation.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. I'm Maureen Barrett, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what Walk with Ease is today. As you can see, it's a community-based activity, but it's also a self-management program with education for folks who suffer from arthritis or any other mobility issues which would limit their physical activity. The Walk with Ease program itself is multi-component, meaning there's many things that are included in it. It's not just about walking, but there's also a lot of information about overall health, about how to manage pain, how to manage symptoms, how to do things safely in your community and your environment. There's education regarding stretching and strengthening exercises, as well as motivational strategies for you. It's a structured 6-week program. It involves a commitment of activity 3 times a week at a minimum, and meeting with a coach the way we've designed the program on those on some off days, like 1 day a week. It can be done individually using a Walk with Ease guidebook, which is a self-directed program, or it was originally founded as a active one-on-one participation activity 3 times a week with a coach. But in the land of COVID, and now that we have a self-directed guidebook available to us, we've kind of morphed the program into what it is today. It's nice that the Arthritis Foundation, as well as the CDC in all of their research, really have complementary recommendations in that for older adults, the CDC actually recommends that you get 150 minutes a week of some kind of aerobic functional activity. That totals about 30 minutes a day, as well as 2 days a week of like resisted strengthening exercises. And the way the Walk with Ease program was developed is that it incorporates all of that. It allows you to walk safely and regularly, as well as incorporating some strengthening and flexibility exercises. So it's really driven by evidence and by research. Another thing that's important to note, as we discussed earlier, the program initially started as a 3-day-a-week in-person program where you would get together with a coach and actually do physical walking with a whole group of people. When the self-directed program was developed, it came with a guidebook, and the participant was asked to just go through the guidebook on their own and complete the activities. It included, the same screening forms, the same self-assessment forms, and things like that. And the research has actually demonstrated that no matter which program you do, the efficacy is the same. You'll get the same changes in strength, in balance, and in mobility, whether you do an in-person program or a self-directed program. So what our program does is it takes that self-directed program and just adds another layer where you meet once a week virtually with a coach. So that's the really exciting part for us. The goals of the program, kind of talked about it a little bit already, but really it's to provide and promote education on a number of different things. Not only successful physical activity for folks who suffer from arthritis, but successful physical activity for folks with any other types of mobility issues. Also to promote education on the self-management of arthritis symptoms and how to walk safely and comfortably without exacerbating any pain symptoms. And then the other component is to provide individuals with information about how to continue physical activity even after the program is done, providing you with resources and safe strategies to continue to improve and enhance your mobility in the future. Now we'll hear from some students about their participation in the program.
So after 6 weeks in the program, participants really have more confidence to get out there and walk in a way that is the least painful for them. They also have a lot of tools in their tool belt as far as strengthening and stretching exercises to help with pain. Additionally, they have a lot of tools to help keep themselves accountable, such as the walking diary and all of the resources that come with the Walk with Ease booklet, which are really informative. And probably one of the best parts is the Walk with Ease community. I know our participant was really excited about the Walk with Ease Facebook group that we referred them to at the end of the session. So the participants can expect all of these at the end of their 6 weeks with the Walk with Ease program.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Nowakowski, one of the faculty members. So as Bree said, increased confidence to walk and exercise safely is definitely an expectation of participating in the program. You'll be given information and tools to keep you on track to meet your goals that you can use even after the program ends. Your questions will be answered by the PT coaching team, along with other tips to provide you with the support and motivation you need to help you achieve your goals. You'll have additional resources to continue your journey, like the Facebook group Bree mentioned. And next we'll hear from Eliza.
To keep everyone participating in the Walk with Ease program safe, everything is being carried out virtually. So this means that your student-led group would be completed over a platform like Zoom or WhatsApp, FaceTime, or a simple phone call. But the participants are still going out and doing the same activity. So the walking doesn't change. The reading your guidebook and having those discussions doesn't change, just the platform of interaction changes.
So as Eliza said, it's a self-directed program in which you'll be walking and exercising and using your guidebook. In the enhanced coaching model, you also will meet individually with your PT coaching team each week virtually. And the students have been really great about figuring out how the best way to connect is. Given COVID, we want to make sure that everybody stays safe, and we know that everybody has access to different platforms. So they work really hard to make sure that you connect in a manner that you feel comfortable with. Walking will be on your own indoors. And you guys often have access to those long hallways that make it quite nice in this weather right now that is rainy out there, or outdoors when the weather is actually nice, because in New England, we never know what it'll be.
For what does participation include? It includes meeting with your coaches on a weekly basis, just to kind of go over what happened that previous week, whether it's your walking, your stretching, or your strengthening exercises, or even some of the surveys you might fill out in your book. But for as to what this program requires of the patient to do, really all it requires is a willingness to try. You have coaches on the other end that really care about the patient and really care about seeing them succeed. So as long as the patient is willing to try and take that leap with us, we're always going to be with them every step of the way, helping them track and maintain their goals. So that's all a patient really needs to do, is just have the willingness to try.
So I think the best part of Skylar is he highlighted the willingness to try. So really that's all that's required for this program. It's a perfect program if you want to increase your physical activity safely. Your coaching team will be there virtually each week to support you and kind of give you that extra nudge to keep going. We all know that some days it's easier to sit on the couch, right? And now you have somebody each week who will make sure that you're accountable. And the other things, it's appropriate for anybody with a mobility issue who wants to be more active. And the only prerequisite is that you can be on your feet for at least 10 minutes.
So what can the participant expect from their individualized coaching meetings? And each experience is a little bit different because the structure of the meeting varies from week to week. So where one week the educational talking points might be surrounding exercises, do's and don'ts, and frequency and intensity. Another week might be looking at stretches and strengthening. And then the following might be reviewing those stretching exercises or strengthening exercises. And referring to different resources and tools to help guide the patient as they progress through their walking program. So it really depends on the week. But generally, each meeting, the coaches and the participants will talk about progress made and any obstacles that need to be overcome to continue to make that progress. So the coach really acts as somebody that the participant can come to talk about overcoming those barriers, whether it be internal, something that they may be dealing with where they can't find the motivation to continue their program or find time to get out and exercise, or it can be something external where the environment and the weather is kind of confounding on their ability to go outside and exercise. So it really depends on the week, but what they can expect is somebody to help encourage them to be the best that they can.
So Mike did a great job explaining that each week it'll be focusing on different topics. And it's a great opportunity for you to ask those questions as you read the guidebook. You know, you can jot down little questions along the way that you might want to ask your coach that week. And they'll be able to give you some guidance. You will be expected to walk 3 times per week. That's your job. And then to read through the health education information and to continue with the stretching and strengthening exercises. And they'll also provide you with additional tips, tools, and resources that will be available.
So Walk With Ease, how it was designed, how we designed this enhanced model. Student coaches are supported by our faculty members. We meet with the student coaches regularly, week by week, helping to outline their responsibilities. We've developed a student coaching manual for them to refer to, so they have all the resources at their disposal. There are many times where participants might come up with a question that may be outside the scope of the physical therapy student, so they certainly have us to refer back to in those moments. Participants can expect from their coaching sessions to have that guidance, support, to have someone to help motivate them, to have someone to socialize with as well, someone different to see, especially in this COVID time when you're looking at the same people all the time where you're living, and to have a little bit of fun. That's one thing that the students really did express as a takeaway, that it was a lot of fun. They enjoyed developing a relationship with their participants. Coaching can be done using Zoom meetings, or if that doesn't work for a particular client, maybe they're not familiar or comfortable with Zoom, they would prefer to chat on FaceTime or on WhatsApp. As Kim noted before, the students are really good with working with whatever works for the participant. But I think it's important for everyone to know that certainly they're supported by the faculty and they're not out there on their own. And if they have any questions or concerns, or the participant has any questions or concerns, we're always available as well.
You can also expect to create a bond with the students. You are going to meet with them for 30 minutes to an hour every week for 6 weeks in a row. So you will have a good camaraderie with them and can joke around and kind of talk about what's going on in your life.
And overall, it's just nice to kind of share how you're doing and share your goals with some friendly faces.
So to this time be able to work with the same patient week in and week out for 6 weeks in a row, I felt it truly helped me build a relationship with a patient and really see what that process looks like.
As a student coach for the 6 week Walk with Ease program, I really did enjoy my time and enjoy the opportunity I had to form a strong relationship with my participant, not only regarding her walking progress, but also hearing about her life and little background stories to really understand why she was doing this and how this was impacting her in a positive light.
I think it was a really unique experience in that it was a way that showed me that we can still connect with others, even if it is only through a screen or through the phone. We can still form those connections with our clients. So it was a really valuable experience.
Throughout this program, I realized that not only was it important the information that we were providing with the participants, but I think it was also just as important that we showed up week after week. Unfortunately, with COVID, we weren't necessarily able to walk together, like physically together, but the meetings were a way for us to still show up. And I think that was a huge part of the program and how the participants were able to progress. So this whole experience kind of highlighted the importance of accountability. And I think it provided us with accountability and expecting them to show up and be ready for them every week, but also the participants with accountability. And we wanted them to show up. We wanted to hear about what they were doing. So it kind of was like a mutual relationship in that way.
I really enjoyed being a student coach because I got to build a relationship with my participant. My participant was really involved in the discussions, and she brought up a lot of good points and led the conversation in a lot of directions that made me really reflect on kind of my role and the team's role and what process she was going through.
And I think that's the biggest takeaway, is that I get to see what my coaching and what my group had to offer to the patient, and really seeing the patient grow and understand. And that was just so rewarding to see the patient's growth and just see where they started from to where they ended, because you get to track and see how far they've come. So that was my biggest takeaway from this program, is really just seeing the impact that my group and I can make on someone's lives.
So a couple next steps for those of you who may be interested. We will provide you with guidebooks. We have them available as folks sign up. We will be delivering the guidebooks to your respective communities. They do come in 2 languages, so we can, maybe more, maybe Dr. Shevin can correct me on that, but we can get you whatever you need as far as your guidebook and your hard copy so that you'll be ready to move forward. This is just, we had a group of participants this past fall, and just to highlight a few notes of participant feedback. One participant wrote, "I just wanted to let you and your colleagues know how much I am enjoying the program and the students on my team so far. Each student has been ready on time and very well prepared for their section of the meeting, which I greatly appreciate. Each session moves along smoothly. They have all been responsive to my individual needs and interests within the scope of the program. It is a pleasure to meet with them each week." And then another participant wrote, "Thank you so much for making this important program available here in Plymouth. It is especially helpful during these challenging times." So that just, made us feel like everything we've been doing is worthwhile. If you want any more information, we are a hub, and I'll let Dr. Shevin speak a little bit to this, the Springfield College Hub and the Walk with Ease program.
Right, so the grant that we have through the National Association of Chronic Disease Directors has allowed us to set up this hub. We're trying to spread the concept of Walk with Ease across the state of Massachusetts and get people to participate as individuals through their organization, or even we're trying to encourage people to be leaders. If you really want some more information about Walk with Ease, you can certainly come to this website, springfield.edu/walk-with-ease, and that gets you right to our hub. And there's some nice video there about what class 0 it looks like, and how you can join. However, for Loomis, we've made it this much easier, because we want you to get your walking shoes out and get them on. If you're interested in participating, we're going to have you sign up directly in your Loomis community. Kelly Murphy, who has set up the feed today with Amherst, is going to be the person who's going to keep track of folks at Loomis Applewood. Tina Ferry from Loomis Lakeside, who set up the Zoom meeting today for that room, will be taking signups for people from Lakeside. And Laura Dow, who is the Director of Community Life at Loomis Village, is going to be keeping the list of folks who are interested at Loomis Village. Once we have the list of interested people, we're going to deliver you your guidebook, and we'll have an orientation meeting so that we can tell you a little bit more about who your coach is going to be. We'll get some information from you about how you want to communicate with your coach. We'll probably start to send you some preparatory messages to get you ready. And we are targeting a start date for the Loomis communities of this Walk with Ease program of February 14th, 2021. And I think there's a special reason for that. Is that right, Mo?
Oh, it's Heart Healthy Month and it's Valentine's Day. So what better day to kick off Walk with Ease this spring? So yay.
And most importantly, right now, we would love to answer your questions or hear some feedback from you about this program that we're bringing to Loomis. So I am going to unshare and look at you, and hopefully we'll all be able to answer your questions. And you need to unmute yourself. I see you have a question, Martin. Great.
Okay. This sounds really good, by the way. It really does. I have a question about the 10 minutes being. I use a walker when I walk. Does 10 minutes on a walker count? High thumbs. Okay, that's okay.
I'm gonna let the clinical folks answer this. So you guys,
absolutely
right. Any walking, you can use any device to walk.
Okay.
It's about just being able to get up and walk.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. We have a friend who's a stroke victim, 82 years old, walks with a cane. Is he appropriate for this?
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
And at what time is there a specific time when the coaches meet with the clients? In other words, we block out a segment of time in the afternoon, or?
That's a great question. That will be determined individually between the client and their coach. So yeah, so it's really individualized to meet your needs. The coaches can typically be pretty flexible, like around their class schedules, of course. So depending on the time of day.
Okay.
But they've been able to do weekends, morning, later in the afternoon, sometimes lunch break.
Sure, sure. And if someone hasn't come to this orientation, would they be able to still participate?
Definitely.
Absolutely. They could still sign up at their community. Yep.
Yeah, ideally we would love to have a good 40 people from across the 3 Loomis communities. So if we get 15 in each Loomis community, that would be fantastic. Or 20 in each Loomis community, something like that. It would be fantastic to get that many people. So if you can talk it up and get your friends involved, that'd be fantastic for us.
Okay, that's right. You did say that, and that's.
Thank you, guys. This sounds really good.
It does. Obviously, we're going to sign up.
And bring your friends. Great motivation.
Yeah, yeah, really.
And we're hoping to see the same from Loomis Applewood and Amherst and Loomis Lakeside. And you just heard those same answers. Yes, this is appropriate for people who are walking with a cane or a walker, or who are just walking around their apartment even. We can certainly work with whatever space you have and whatever kinds of restrictions you have. And we would be really, really excited to have everybody joining us.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
This was very informative.
Good.
We look forward to it.
Any questions from anyone at the Amherst site or at the Lakeside site?
Okay, so her question is, she has a dog. She does a lot of walking. Can she do it with her dog when she's walking her dog?
Yeah, as long as it's safe. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? That was our only question here at Applewood. Thank you.
That was a great question. I don't think we've gotten that one before.
No.
Good.
You know, you can walk with anybody and any animal as long as it's safe walking. That's really our goal, is safe walking, safe activity, and an increase in your safe activity. So I just want to thank everyone for joining us today. Thank you to the folks at Amherst, at Loomis Village, and at Loomis Lakeside. We really appreciate your coming out. Talk it up, get people involved. As I said, we'd love to have 15 to 20 people from each of the Loomis spots. We will match you up to a coach and we will get you started on Walk with Ease. So again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.